Britt is trying to cover 2 different subcommittees. She will be returning, but in the meantime has asked that I take the gavel. And fortunately, that means that I get to welcome you, but also ask the first questions. But first, we want to hear your statement. So please proceed.
Yes, well, thank you, Senator Collins, and I do want to thank Senator Britt as well for bringing this group of individuals together for this committee hearing so that we could talk about the priorities of the United States of America and what we can do to work together to secure our homeland. I do want to thank Senator Murphy as well and look forward to our conversations that we can have today and far into the future. In the first 100 days, the Trump administration has already delivered for the American people a drastic turnaround in homeland security, from the southern border to investing in our Coast Guard to cybersecurity, and we are just getting started. I'm very proud of the accomplishments that we have made so far and working with President Trump and his leadership since he took office. At the southern border, we have obtained near total control with a 95% decrease in daily encounters since President Trump took office. March saw the lowest number of encounters in this nation's history at less than 7,200. There were days in there where we had less than 200 encounters a day, which is absolutely remarkable. And again, that is the lowest number of encounters at the border in this nation's history. Under the previous administration, when Joe Biden was the president of the United States, U.S. Customs and Border Protection was at times encountering over 15,000 people per day. This astonishing turnaround is a testament to the resolve and to the leadership of President Trump to make America safe, and to the incredible work of the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security. The secure border has allowed Border Patrol to zero in on the cartels and on illicit activities that are going on. President Trump has designated 6 different cartels and violent criminal gangs as foreign terrorist organizations. This has allowed us to use a whole-of-government approach in how we go after drug traffickers and human traffickers. And in March, fentanyl traffic at the border fell by 54% compared to the previous year. We're enforcing immigration laws to identify, arrest, detain, and remove dangerous illegals from our country. We're prioritizing those who have committed crimes, aliens who are a threat to our public safety and to our national security, especially those who are affiliated with terrorist organizations such as Tren de Aragua and MS-13. This includes those who also have final orders of removal. We've worked to enforce President Trump's America First trade agenda through the U.S. Customs and Border Protection's enforcement. The Biden administration's policies hollowed out our economy and America's industrial base, and it shipped our jobs overseas. President Trump is changing that. His historic actions are proving that tariffs are an effective negotiating tool to address trade imbalances. And in fact, companies are reshoring jobs here every single day. The Department of Homeland Security is reforming, and we're rethinking federal involvement in emergency management. President Trump recently announced that there will be a FEMA Review Council, which I will co-chair with the Department of Defense Secretary. This council is charged with fixing a broken system that's returning power to state emergency management directors and making America safe. We're also taking steps to defend the nation's transportation systems, which are vulnerable to targets and to attacks. The Transportation Security Administration is responsible for ensuring the security of all those who travel. In a single day, there are over 45,000 flights in this country, with nearly 2.9 million passengers in the United States. We're fulfilling our obligation to launch Real ID, which happened yesterday, and we follow federal law as it was passed 20 years ago. Validated IDs will secure travel, safeguard our elections, and make sure that we never open a door to an opportunity for another tragedy like 9/11 again. As technology advances, so do the threats to our nation. And that's why cybersecurity is a crucial component of our security measures we're taking seriously and investing in going forward. Countries like Communist China have built the capability and the intent to infiltrate and potentially disrupt our critical infrastructure. But despite these threats, the Biden administration instead used CISA to play politics and to police speech. Under President Trump, we've been working to get CISA back on mission and make sure that they are securing our infrastructure. The Coast Guard is the only branch of the U.S. Armed Services that are under the Department of Homeland Security. It has many missions with specialized needs. And as we secure the southern border, the cartels have shifted their activities out to the maritime borders. The Coast Guard has already surpassed fiscal year 2024 drug interdiction numbers and search and rescue and illegal interdictions. Still, the Coast Guard is facing our greatest readiness challenge since World War II. With Force Design 2028, we will transform the Coast Guard to make it a more agile, capable, and responsive force. And since I took office, one of the responsibilities that I have is reforming the Secret Service. In the wake of the July 13th assassination attempt, we have needs there that I'm hoping you will consider. We've reassessed the Secret Service's needs. We've refocused recruitment away from DEI objectives and instead focused people in on investing in the agency's zero-fail mission. These accomplishments are just a portion of what the Department of Homeland Security has achieved with President Trump's leadership in the last 100 days. And with the support of this committee, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to make this department more efficient and more effective in securing our nation. I'm so grateful to the men and women of the department, and they are examples of bravery, patriotism, and dedication. It's our responsibility to continue providing them with resources, training, and equipment that they need to do their jobs. Thank you so much for your support, for the opportunity to be here, and I look forward to the discussion.